Hi, I'm Birdime. Today we are reviewing Nick All-Star Brawl, a game that mixes Nickelodeon characters, arcade fun, and nostalgia. Here is the full review. The animation style that they picked to kind of mix the characters a little bit, because some of them have different animation styles, could have been a little bit better at some points, or maybe it was just lighting issues of the game. But overall, it was actually nice. They figured out ways to mix the characters well, keep some of the sizing differences between characters like Reptar and Zim, to overall make it nice. The arcade fighting style of the game, I have mixed opinions about. It was also nice to get a kind of diverse roster. You have Aang, then you have Reptar, and then you have some characters from the 90s like Ren and Stimpy. And I really was expecting a little bit more characters, though I'm really hoping they make a DLCs for this game, which will overall improve the roster. But the roster was a nice mix. Could have been a little bit more fine-tuned. There was random things like they have only 2 Ninja Turtles in the game. They have only one of the monsters from the Nickelodeon show. It was weird, but I mean, it wasn't too bad of a roster. I just think with more fighting games going for bigger and bigger rosters, it felt a little bit disappointing, especially when they don't have the most complex moves. You know, it felt like they could have made more characters. Though they actually had a lot of maps. A lot of the recent fighting games have been kind of going with less and less maps to fight at, though this game, they put a lot of good maps. Maps that have good interactions, like at Glove World, you actually might get hit by a roller coaster. Though there's also maps where you're fighting on Flying Dutchman ship and you don't actually have to worry about anything. You just fight on the ship, you have fun, which is the best part about Smash Bros. Maps is that there's different playstyles for each map. Some of them you have to worry about falling off of, some of them you do not. Some of them you have to worry about getting hit by something random or ever changing, which this game highlights with maps like the traffic jam, which sometimes there'll be cars in front of you, sometimes there will not. And it was very nice, and I felt like they actually matched Smash Bros. With the amount of maps that they have. Though, of course, Smash Bros. Has more because they just kind of keep taking them from the older games. Though, going back into the playstyle, I had mixed opinions about it. It was a nice, fun, arcadey style, where it kind of is easy to pick up any character. Though, it also had some more complex moves and combos for those more dedicated players, but it just felt like they could have had a little bit more, especially where there is no weapons on the map. There's nothing to interact with on the map. Kind of like how Mortal Kombat, there's interactions with certain aspects of the map. Or in Smash Bros, where there's random items kind of relating to the characters. Only things you have to worry about is a roller coaster or something like that flying by. So it really felt like they could have added a few things where your character actually gets control of it. There is no special moves even, which a lot of fighting games have, like Injustice, Smash Bros. So it kind of felt like, it felt a little disappointing that you just fight. That is it, with these kind of basic moveset, very basic controls, which is one of the things that hurts the game the most besides for the roster size, is that it's really basic playing style, which can be fun at times. Other times it can get a bit boring. Overall, I think the game will improve once you add more characters, more maps, things like that, but it's Nickelodeon, so you never know if they are going to, so I don't want to give too high of a score in hopes that it will be better. For now, I'm just going to give this game a 66. A good 66. Remember, I gave Life is Strange, the first one, I think about like a 65, so it's still in the upper 50%. It just needs a lot of improvements. This is about like a D- level, maybe D. I've been Birdime. Make sure you have a good night.